Ladies, are you the one who gets it all done? Always pushing forward? Always striving? In the constant chase for success, when was the last time you took a moment just for you? We're always on the go, rushing from one task to the next, barely pausing to catch our breath. What if we took a moment to pause? Imagine listening in, really listening, to the wind, to your heartbeat, to your soul. What if slowing down was the key, a chance to discover a deeper connection with yourself? And from that connection, expand it to those you love, to the moments that truly matter. Pause, reflect, connect. It's time to live fully from the inside out.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A Soulful Pause. I'm Josette Diaz, and I am a self-awareness coach for women in midlife. And one of the ways that I help ladies understand their emotions and their strengths is through a beautiful community called the Art of Awareness. And this is where we start to reveal to ourselves, through the ease of art and creativity, the things that are sitting underneath the surface that sabotage ourselves, that take us off track and can really affect our life so that we are continually responding to life rather than leading in life. And so in our community, the Art of Awareness, we learn how to lead our life rather than just responding. So if that interests you, then you'll be able to come along on that journey with us if you are so inclined. And we will have all the links below in this post later on. And today I have a beautiful guest by the name of Tomeka Jones. And I am so excited, you guys, to talk to Tomeka because we had a conversation a little bit back and we just had the best conversation talking about leadership and empowerment and all these wonderful things. And just to share with you, she's the founder of Flawless Life Coaching. And as a transformational life coach, speaker, and author, she's dedicated to helping women elevate their mindset, embrace self-love, and build unshakable confidence. So she's a lady after my own heart. And I would like to bring Tomeka on so that we can get started. Hi, Tomeka. Good
Hi,
morning.
Josette. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be
Yeah,
here. Thank
I'm
you.
so excited you're here. I mean, it's been a bit, and I've been looking forward to this. So I was really excited when I saw your name up on the calendar. I was like, yay, we're going to get to dive into it some more.
Yes.
So, would you like to say a little bit more about yourself, expand on what I already kind of said? Because I think you have such a great background to express to women how empowerment is such a powerful thing. I mean, we know that, how it really impacts you and where that comes from for you.
So for me, I'm Tomeka Jones, and like Josette said, I'm a transformational life coach. Um, I empower women to exude confidence, embody self-love, and build the resilience they need to live the abundant life they desire and deserve. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida, but I grew up in a small town outside of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I joined the military back in '99. I did 23 years in the Air Force, and I had recently retired back in 2022. So after I retired, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Just trying to figure out life, right? Because been in the military for that long, right? You just separate. It's like, who am I? What do I do? What are my passions? What do I love? What am I good at? So I went through all these changes trying to figure out who is Tomeka, my identity, right? And what are my passions? What am I called to do in life? Who can I help? And for me, service runs through my DNA, hence why I joined the military, hence why I'm a nurse, hence why I'm now a life coach. So service for me is just I'm just all about serving others.
Yeah, that's a big value, right?
Yep. So that's where it kind of started. Flawless life coaching kind of came to fruition after the military, and I just began to birth that.
Nice. I love it. Well, thank you for your service, first of all.
Thank you for the support. Thank you.
Yes, very much appreciated. And I love that you have been able to parlay all of that wisdom and knowledge and gathering of expertise of 22 years, 22, 23,
23, yeah.
23 years of, cultivating that. And that takes a lot to dig deeper into yourself to bring out those aspects.
Yes.
And so I'd like to just start off by asking a couple of questions. Let's just start here with mindset and transformation.
Okay.
And then let's just see where the conversation takes us. So your work focuses on helping women elevate their mindset. And what are some of the biggest mindset shifts that create lasting confidence and transformation that you've seen in your clients?
So I do help women to recognize their worth and also reprogram their limiting beliefs to walk in that abundant life they so desire and deserve. And one of the biggest things or challenges that I see with women, they struggle with setting boundaries. I think that's the biggest one, the mindset that I have to always pour into my career, pour into my kids, pour into my spouse. Just and for me too, I can relate too, because like I said, service run through my DNA. So, and you as well, we always giving, right? And we don't set those healthy boundaries, and then we end up, just exhausted, or some type of medical illness, because we've exhausted ourselves and we did and never took the time to take care of self when we saw those red flags that was going on in our body. Right. And I help women to pull back and set those boundaries. And I tell them, no is a complete sentence.
That's true.
Right. We don't have to explain our no's. No is a complete sentence. And sometimes we just need to just say no to certain things. Right?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Do you find that what is the biggest area that you find women have the hardest time in their mindset when it comes to boundaries?
When it comes to boundaries, are you talking about some of the things that they struggle with?
Yes.
I think with work, I think as entrepreneurs, we pour ourselves in our jobs, and we take on so many tasks and so many roles that at the end of the day, we're exhausted. And then we don't have time for ourselves or for our spouse or for our family at the end of the day. So I would say in jobs, I think a lot of women struggle that work-life balance because they're doing so much and they're wearing so many hats, at that job or in that business, right? Because they're the CEO and, they're running it, and, try to be everywhere at one time, and you just, you fall short somewhere. Somebody gets the shorter end of the stick. So.
Right, because you have to give up something somewhere along the way to have the amount of energy you need, and the focus and the creativity and all those things have to come together. Especially being an entrepreneur, I think when you work in a career job or whatever it is, that takes your energy to a certain amount, and then you can kind of walk away. When it's your own business, it's your baby. And so it's like another family member in a way.
Right. So true. And I so tell women too, and also my family, that, we use the word balance, right? But I feel like in life, there's always going to be something unbalanced.
Right.
Always. Yeah. My whole thing is to be whole, teaching women to be whole. Give a little bit here, give a little bit here, give a little bit here. We're whole, not balanced. That balance, we're always going to have an imbalance in something.
That's really fair. I agree with you. I had a mentor once that said that she didn't really believe in balance, that she believed in harmony, and I've adopted that. statement because it's really true. Harmony is an indication of flow,
Ah, love
right?
it. Ah, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And boundaries, excuse me, balance
Balance.
has more of a hard edge to it,
Yeah,
just the
it
word
does.
itself.
Yeah. Wow, I love harmony. Yeah, use that one.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes,
I
you
normally
can
say
use
whole
that.
because we want to be whole. Yeah, yeah, I love it. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So, I love that. I think it's really great. And you touched on self-love. So let's talk about that a little bit more because
Okay.
so many women struggle with
Oh,
um, the thought of self-love. Not that they don't love themselves. I think people instantly think, "Oh, well, I love myself. Of course I do," Yet, it's a deeper calling that we're speaking
yes.
to. And it's that feeling of not enough. And what would you say are some of the practical ways that they can start embracing self-love and building unshakable confidence without these parameters that they've put around self-love as being either selfish or I don't have time for that, or of course I love
Uh-huh.
myself. What's the big deal? Whatever it is.
Right. I think
It's I
many.
hear those things.
Yes, yes. I think many times we all experience that negative self-talk, right? So I
Mhm.
teach women to flip that limiting belief to an empowering one. Because we all have those paradigms, those limiting beliefs that creep up, and they're so sneaky, right? Because
Yeah.
they'll creep up in our mind, right? And they'll tell us, oh, you're not worthy enough, or you're not good enough, or nobody ever hire you because this, that, your past, right?
Yeah.
So through my floss method that I have, that I work with women, the W in my floss method is
Mhm.
work through your struggles. So with that, we reframe those paradigms, those self-limiting beliefs, and we flip them, right? Because we're going to work on whatever that struggle is. So for me, it was public speaking, right? So I had to flip that and use daily affirmations and affirm who God has, the universe, source, power, whoever you may call them. Had to reframe that and know that I am, that bigger person lives inside of me, right? And I can
Mhm.
do things, right? So I am worthy enough. And I
Mhm.
not only just saying it, when I would say it, I had to believe it and feel it. So that's key. We can say affirmations all day long till we turn blue in the face, but if you don't believe it and if you don't feel it and then take inspired actions towards it, then it's
Yeah.
all in vain, right?
Yeah, that's so true. Well, since you've brought up your system, can you kind of tell us a little bit about that and how you work with women?
So with my floss method, the
Mhm.
F, we go through each step of flaws is flaws. The F is we focus on the fear, right? We focus on that fear, and we, like I said, we do practical steps, activities. We go over ways to flip that fear, right? And then the L is love yourself first. So we go through that, and then the A is accept your authentic self, and that's key. That's something that I struggle with all my life, accepting who you are, right? I struggle with my birthmark. I have a birthmark on my chest, neck, back, and arm, and I've never worn a swimsuit, never worn a tank top in public up until last year, I think.
Wow.
And I never accepted who I was. I couldn't change it. It was part of me. But I walked around and I played small, and I just didn't love that part of me, right? So
Yeah.
I teach women to love themselves, their true authentic self. My
Mm.
W is work on your struggles, and then S is step into your God-given purpose or your purpose in life. So
Mm.
that's pretty much my flaws method in a nutshell. But it's 12-week process that we go through, but we get through it.
Yeah, I love I
Yes.
think we need to give it just some space for a moment to just sit and let people absorb that.
Yes.
That's really beautiful.
And that my floss method came, I guess, to light to when I, like I said, last year started pivoting and learning to love myself, right?
Yeah.
Learning to love myself and truly knowing what that means, what that feel like, what that looked like, because I didn't always love myself. Like I told you, even, before the military, childhood, trauma during
Mhm.
childhood. Then I go into the military, taking the same trauma into the military. So having not only to deal with that trauma on my back, having to deal with being a soldier, being an airman, right? Being a nurse, taking care of patients, mission first, right? So all of the weight of my childhood, the weight of the military, then I get out of the military and it's like, what now? All this is on me, packed on me. What do I do with all this? So a lot of times we have to take a step back and figure out life.
So is that out of that experience, is that where flaws came from? Is that unpacking?
So it came from Flawless, which is everything I have is Flawless. Life coaching, Flawless travel getaways. I'm a travel agent as well. And also a brand, a women empowerment brand owner. So I was in the closet one day looking for a t-shirt because anybody knows me know I'm a t-shirt queen. So the word flawless came to mind. So I'm like, okay, flawless. All right. Didn't think nothing of it. The next day, 3 other words came to mind: self-love, confidence, and resilience. So that's my definition of flawless, is self-love, confidence, and resilience, right? Not the society, what society said is the J-Lo's, the Beyonce's, the Celine Dion, something aesthetically beautiful. No, it's not about that. It's about being the best version of you, walking in your truth and owning who you are, So that's how flawless came to fruition. And how I came up with the flaws method.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that that is it's powerful work that you're doing. And it's work that I'm familiar with as well. I think that it's a complete unfolding, right?
Yes.
Like you were saying, you had to unpack 23 years of a way of being and a way of thinking and a
Plus
way of
childhood.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, yeah, that's always with us, isn't it? And even when we unveil something to ourselves, there's still more to be revealed. Like it's just one layer, one layer, one layer.
Yes.
And having women like yourself that help other women unveil those layers of themselves to get to the truest part of who they are is really priceless.
Right.
It's such important work.
Yes.
And I think fear often holds a lot of us back. You've mentioned it.
Yes.
So how do you go from having fear hold you back and then stepping into purpose? And how do women start to recognize and overcome the fear that keeps them stuck?
I think by acknowledging that fear and understanding the root cause, and you just hit on it, understanding the root cause and peeling back the layers. For me, I also struggle with public speaking. And I told myself that lie, I can't speak. I hate speaking in public. I get the sweaty palms. I get the stutters. I get all of it, right? But I had to go back a little deeper. Where did that come from, right?
Yeah.
Peeling back the layers. I get stage fright. Okay, so where did that come from? Just continue to peel until you get to the root cause. And I didn't want to be the center of attention. I cringed at being the center of attention. Peel back a little further. Okay, well, I remember growing up and going to school or just living life. My mom would say, hey, we lived in the South, right? You go to school, you don't talk, you go to the back of the classroom, do your work, don't ask questions, don't raise your hand. And she did it for, because that's how she lived,
Right.
through, racial inequality and all the things, right?
Keeping you safe.
Onto me. And that's kind of how I lived life, by not speaking up, always took a back seat to everything and everyone, and just never spoke up for myself. Yeah. So that's kind of, I feel, where that came from, the root cause, right? But now that I know, I can flip it, right? And sometimes we have to do things scared, right? Just do it anyway.
That's right.
Just do it scared, It's nervous to come on this podcast today, but I'm here and I'm gonna show up every day at a podcast or at a speaking event. Just do it scared, right? Because as long as you're living in your purpose and it's your passion, it's all going to align, right? It's all going to work out for the greater good anyways. So
Right. Like that uncomfortable moment of being scared and doing it anyways feels so uncomfortable. Yet when you're done, you kind of go, wow, it really wasn't that bad.
I did it. I did it, right?
And you did it. Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
to finish answering the question, just reframing that fear, right?
Mhm.
Reframing it and constantly uh, working on it. It's not, you're not going to change it overnight, but if you constantly, like you said, do it scared, that fear won't be as
Yeah.
big anymore, and it won't go away. You'll just know how to move it out the way to the side a little bit, or you'll know how to navigate through it.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Navigating through it. I think that's really important, and what a big tool that is to help people to deal with when the fear rises up. It's kind of like it needs to be invited, right? We always push fear away. Yet, what if we bring it in and we actually let it have a little home in your heart, in your beingness, so that it can get comfortable and know that there's really nothing to be afraid of. It's just everything that you think it means.
Yes. Once you get past that, yes.
Right?
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we have
So
to acknowledge it and not run away from it. Like you said,
right.
sometimes we try to run away, but it comes back. The public speaking,
Yeah.
who would say, or who would have said Tomeka would be speaking or doing a podcast, or, you know, who would say that like 10 years ago? No, I wouldn't have even thought that. So I know it has to be inspired by something greater than me, because I wouldn't be here just yet.
So, yes, I agree. I'd like to ask you a question about this. What would you say was the thing that you've learned the most from this experience of speaking? We're just using this as an example that shifted and started to allow it to be more comfortable to a point that you weren't as nervous about it or afraid of it. What was the catalyst that kind of turned that switch for you?
For me, just doing it, continue doing it, and doing
Mhm.
it scared. And even with I do it and I'll say a crazy word or don't come out right or whatever the case may be. I feel like
Mhm.
I screwed up the podcast, or whatever the speech.
I do it all the time.
And then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to look at it. I'm not going to look at it, and I'm not going to post it. But I have a friend. She's into energy and all the things, and she said,
Mhm.
just watch it. I need you to watch it. So I'll watch it. And I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But guess what? I'm gonna keep going. I don't like the way I set my uhs and my arms, but I'm gonna keep going, right? Because we were all created on purpose for a greater purpose,
Yes.
and I believe that. I
You know,
believe that.
I agree with you 100%, and what a good friend you have.
Yes.
I think that, one of the things that, I've learned from speaking, because sometimes I forget a name of something. I'm terrible at pronunciating things, and so I'll have guests say their last name because I'm gonna totally screw it up. And, I know that, my mind can go blank. What I've learned, though, is that if I drop right into my heart
Mm.
and I be who I am
Mm-hmm.
and not worry about all the things of what others might think about how I'm speaking or what the experts would say,
Mm.
it doesn't really matter because I'm putting my energy out through my
Yes.
heart so that that's the most important thing.
Yeah, speaking from your true authentic self, and it's
Yes,
coming from a space where once your energy is out, it's going to touch that one person. Might not
right.
affect millions, but all you need is that one person for them to
That's
catch
right.
it.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, just that.
yeah,
That's good. Good stuff.
yeah. Yeah,
This,
your energy just wraps your arms around them.
mm,
And
yes.
isn't that more of what people are looking for?
Yes, today. Yes. And we need it. We need more of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just the words.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
words have to have impact behind them.
Yes.
So I love what you're doing. That's so
I agree.
genuine
Yes, I agree.
and authentic, and bringing women to an authentic place within themselves.
Yeah.
It's really important work, Tomeka.
It
And
is because
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, because society tell us we need to be something else, right? We need to be, skinny. We need to have this type of hair. We need to have this type of face. We need to have, all these things that stresses us out, and we end up being, like you said, somebody totally different other than our true authentic self, right? So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what it looks like, it goes back to what Maya Angelou said, that people will,
Always.
they'll remember how you made them feel. It's much more eloquent than that. There you go. That's what I have right now.
Yep.
And it's true, because you'll walk away from a conversation and you won't necessarily remember. You might remember the words, yet what really helps you remember those words is how it felt.
The feeling behind it.
Yeah, good or bad or indifferent, right? So I love that. And since we're kind of moving in that direction, we talked about this already, about flawless, and you've gone through the acronym of flawless and how beautiful that work is to help women.
Yes.
What does it truly mean to you? And what's one powerful piece of advice that you'd give to someone who is just starting this journey of transformation?
So a flawless woman means to me is that you're able to get up every day and face the world and not give up, not give up. A woman who exudes self-love, embrace, confidence. A woman that's striving for perfection will never be perfect, but you striving for something, right? Striving for that. And then the piece of advice I would give is, whenever you're going through any type of negative contrast, any type of negative issues, any negative situation, stop for a minute and breathe and ask yourself 2 questions, right?
Yeah.
What am I to learn in this experience? And how can I not go through this experience again? 2 things. And you will get your answer. You might not get it right then and there, but you will get your 2 answers.
It's true. And if you find yourself experiencing it again, it just means that there was more to learn.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I do have a final affirmation that I want you all to write down or take note of. And I say this every day, especially once again when I'm going through things, or just when I'm walking through the door or out the door, I'm saying this affirmation. Everything is working for my greater good, no matter how it looks. Everything is working for your greater good, no matter how it looks. Everything is working out for your greater good, no matter how it looks. You have to not only say it, but believe it. You have to believe it. That's key.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's such a beautiful way to end our conversation. Just let that sit in your heart, everyone. That's really beautiful, Tomeka. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Is there anything before we sign off that you would like to let people know about that you have coming up?
I have, if you want to follow me on all things Flawless Life Coaching, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and I do have an event coming up. I have a couple events at the end of the month, but I'll post them all on my social media handles. So all things Flawless Life Coaching all together. And then also my website, same thing, www.flawlesslifecoaching.com. And I just released my second book here. and it's on Amazon as well. It's Cultivating Your Inner Garden. This book talks about self-love, right? And it's more of a self-help kind of reflection guide. It's real short, but I made it short intentionally because I want women to be able to digest it and really go through the reflections, right? So this book I put out here recently, a couple weeks ago. So it's on Amazon. And then the one I did before is last year is Riding the Waves to Self-Confidence. You get where I'm going, Josette? These are my pillars. These are my pillars of flawless, right? Self-love, confidence. And maybe in a year or two, I'll do a memoir of my military experience, the good, bad, and the indifference. And that's going to be a book of resilience. Those are my 3 pillars of flawless.
Oh, thank you so much. I love that. And thank you for mentioning your books. If you would give me the links to all of that, I'll put everything in.
Awesome.
In the
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. This is amazing. This is amazing.
It was really wonderful. Okay, everyone, I'm going to put all of Tomeka's links in so that you can follow her. You can reach out to her. You can dive into the work she's doing. Go get her books. And we'll have all of those links for you. And thank you so much, Tomeka. It was such a pleasure to have you.
Yes. I enjoyed it. Every second of it.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. And again, if you're interested in the art of awareness, the link is in my bio, and I'll also be putting some information in for you. So take care, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.